welcome to Bad Dice, the UK's first Warhammer Fantasy Battle podcast. We bring you news, reviews and updates from all around the UK tournament scene. Your hosts are Ben Curry and Ben Johnson. We hope you enjoy the show, and if you do, be sure to let us know. You can contact us on thebens@baddice.co.uk or leave a positive review on iTunes. Welcome back to Bad Dice Podcast in 2011. Hope you all had a fantastic Christmas and a wonderful New Year. We've got some delightful things for you to bring out the first show in 2011. So I'm your host, Ben Curry.
And I'm the sidekick again, Ben Johnson.
And we've got all sorts to talk about. The big one being the Masters is up and coming.
It is in less than a fortnight.
Yeah, it's not long now, is it? And all the army lists have gone up on Rankings HQ.
Yep.
So you can check them out, and we'll talk about them all in a bit. Before we get into that, we've got some sponsors to talk about.
Yes.
So, as you can imagine, all of the sponsors have got all sorts of stuff going on over Christmas.
Lots of January sales going on.
Yeah. In fact, that is even in my notes. One of them does have an actual January sale. So we'll start with Battle Foam, and I've had an email from them about a new product they've got out.
Yes.
It's coming out at the end of Jan, and it's the new bag for the Privateer press range that they do.
Yeah, it zips on the bottom, doesn't it?
Yeah, basically they do the official Privateer press carry case, and it's a painting attachment to add to the bottom of the existing bags. And you get all sorts in it, don't you? Well, you can fit all sorts in it, can't you?
So it fits. It's very similar to the one Games Workshop released, isn't it?
Yeah.
In a case. Obviously, this is just in a Battle Foam case. So it fits every P3 paint and accessory that they do, and also space for half a dozen or so figures.
Yeah, and it zips onto the bottom.
The bottom of your carry
If
case.
you already got one of the War Machine or Hordes bags, it zips onto the bottom. I imagine, looking at this, they're going to do a similar sort of thing for the 720s and the 460s or whatever they're called.
I'm not sure whether you want to carry it anywhere, to be honest with you, but it'd be very handy for keeping it all neat and tidy.
Yeah, keeping it all stored away.
Yeah, especially if you've not got a dedicated area, rather than just shoving it all in a shoebox.
Yeah, definitely. We got our Battle Foam cases over Christmas, didn't we?
We got them on New Year's Day, didn't we?
Yeah, it was like
New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
Like an extra Christmas.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
I'm really, really impressed with mine. Absolutely exactly as it said it would be.
Okay, so the big question is, obviously they're a lot of money. Ours
They
were
are a lot of money.
$175.
Yes,
Plus $15 for some extra text on them.
Yes.
Plus $60 for shipping to the UK.
Yes.
So what's that? That's $250. That's $175. No, that's not right. That's
175 for the case, 15 for the text. So what does that make? 190. And then $30 to ship. So $220, which is what?
About 150 quid.
Yowza.
Is it worth it?
He's a sponsor, so I can't really say no.
No, it's fine. I'm sure he'll want you to speak the truth.
I think it's a massive amount of money.
Yep.
You do fit an awful lot of stuff in there.
Yeah.
So you're looking at least 2 double Games Workshop cases, I would imagine, of stuff.
Yeah, well, we think you could fit more than that in, don't you? But it depends how many monsters you have and how many.
I don't know on that one, because you could, I mean, again, like it says, 720 men.
Yeah.
You know, if you go with, is that just inch holes?
I'm not sure.
I think. I mean, I've got a tray that holds 91 guys.
Yeah. And
it's only an inch thick, so you fit 12 of them.
Yeah, if you want the horde.
So it must be just a standard.
I think it's a standard Space Marine size.
Yeah. And I've got all things like slaves in there. I mean, it eats men. But then when you come to put things like a Screaming Bell, which I've got a nice laser cut hole for, you know, that's 3 inches deep. Suddenly that eats up an awful lot of space. But it would do in any other case as well.
Yeah. The thing that's done it for me, I've got a big slab of 4-inch, which is custom cut to hold my 4 Hydras and the Pegasus Riders and things like that. The Hydras are all battered because they're in they're in like a standard GW case
Yeah.
with some pluck and pick foam from another company. I don't know where I got it from. Got it from a trade show, a game show somewhere.
Yeah.
And because the foam's quite old, it's all come apart, and the hydras tend to bash together. All of them have got loose heads. You were looking at one of them, wasn't you? Looking at how many times it's been re-glued, and it's knackered. And my other thing is my Dart Riders are all knackered because they've got all weapons and bits sticking out at all different angles. They all sort of don't fit into the Games Workshop foam. You know, when you cut two model slots into one big cavalry slot, they don't really fit. So you squeeze them in, and they're all knackered as well. Now I've got the foam; they should be fine. I should be able to repair them all now, and they'll never break again because they've got plenty of room.
Yeah.
And that's worth it for me because it costs. I dread to think how much money I put into my Dark Elf army, buying all the bits to do the conversions, spending all the time painting it, and your Skaven's even worse.
Yeah.
It's just a crazy amount of stuff.
I mean, it is a lot of money, and obviously it's pretty much set up for a Skaven army. However, if you were to go out and buy more foam for a different army, for example...
Yeah, keep the same bag, because the bag is quite a big part of the outlay.
Yes. Then obviously it's going to reduce the cost for the sort of next time by quite a lot, because you could keep some of the trays.
Oh, yeah,
of course. You just might want another custom one done, which I don't know how much that would be just on its own. But
I think it's about $30.
So,
like
that's not that expensive. One thing as well is there's so many pockets on it.
Oh,
you
yeah.
could fit. I mean, I normally go, if I've got my Orcs, I've got one Games Workshop case, one smaller case, generally got my giant in my hand, Rob Mitchell style. And I've got my geek bag, which has got my rule book, army book, pad, all that sort of stuff in. Now, that all fits. The Skaven army fits in one bag.
Yeah.
Rule books, movement trays, the whole shebang. So, I don't know. We'll see how it goes over the next year or so. See if it lasts.
Review, a year-long one.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's if you're interested in finding out what we're talking about, you can check out battlefoam.com to see exactly what they're doing, and there's some good stuff on the website. So have a look, have a play around with the tray creator and see what you can come up with.
Oh, one more thing about it.
Okay.
Because we've gone for the 720, the foam trays lie flat in the bag.
Yeah.
Whereas in the Games Workshop one, you put it in and then you turn it on its side.
Yeah.
Which I think is really helpful, because all my stuff either stands up or lies down flat.
Yeah.
Which then it's not going to be sort of knocked onto its sides. So I think that's a good bonus for it. Same with your Hydras, isn't it?
Yeah.
They're all sat on their bases, and all they're going to do is wobble slightly rather than being tipped on edge.
Yeah, obviously if you tip the bag over, it changes things, but
drop it down the stairs or something, you're in trouble, but still.
Okay, so next up we've got Unseen Lurker. I've not spoken to Brian much over Christmas, or Bobo. They've been, I think Bobo's been in Sweden enjoying a bit of family time, and I don't know where Brian's been, under a rock somewhere. But the magazine's still there. It's on the latest issue's out, and they've got a competition running. So Mantic Games kindly gave them 2 armies to use in the battle report for issue 6, I think it was.
Yes.
And it was Dwarfs versus Vampire Counts.
Yes.
And 3,000 points. Now, anyone who subscribes for 2011 or renews their 2010 subscription automatically gets entered into the draw for this army over. When does it finish? 15th of Jan, I think issue 7's out. So get your subscriptions in before then, and enter in the draw to win the army. And that's pretty impressive. A full 3,000 point army ready to go.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
Yeah, check them out. It's unseenlurker.com. And yeah, not much I can really say about it. It's a gaming magazine.
We had Bobo on this time last year, didn't we? At the Sheffield
tell us all about it. Tell us his new plans for world domination. And it seems to be going well. The magazine's gone leaps
quick, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's come on leaps and bounds since the first issue. Some real good stuff in there, some great contributors.
Yep.
Looking forward to seeing some more stuff from the likes of Wayne Kemp doing his conversion corner and things like that. And hopefully they've got some good plans for the new year. So, yeah, check them out, unseenlurker.com. So next up, we've got Odd Games. They've been our long-term sponsor from way back when, in the beginning, haven't they? Now, these boys have got a January sale on.
Yes.
It's like everywhere you go now, January sale signs. Went on the Odd Games website, and they've got a big one on, selling all sorts of stuff. There's actually absolutely everything on there. One of the things that caught my eye was the Citadel spray gun and air cans. Got quite a good discount on them. All sorts of boxed games. Galaxy Truckers is on there.
Is that discounted, is it?
Yeah. It's something like 35 quid, I think. I paid like 50 odd quid for mine.
Mate, Galaxy Truckers.
I love that game.
Awesome
Played some of
game.
that over Christmas. It's absolutely awesome board game. But they've got D&D on there. They've got the Warhammer roleplay games, all sorts of stuff. So check out oddgames.co.uk.
Also, follow them on Twitter, because
Yes.
Ollie and the boys often put up deals of the week and things like that on Twitter.
Yep, all the information. Go on the website and it's all there. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us here and there and everywhere. Odd Games. Check them out. They're good to us, aren't they? Mm-hmm. Okay, next up we've got Rankings HQ. Obviously, these guys are helping us out with the Masters.
Yes.
They save me all the
All the hassle of doing it.
Yeah, all the hassle of doing the website. Don't get me wrong, we get a lot of feedback and a lot of hits from having the Masters website on the Bad Dice site, but to be honest, it's not worth it for the work I put in. So we've handed it over to Andrew. He's helping us set up a dedicated Masters section of Rankings HQ. All the players' profiles are up on there now. He's got the Rankings HQ TV. He's going to be covering from the event.
Yes,
The first
because he's running it, isn't he? Because the three of us are playing this
Yeah,
year.
he's helping to run that. The first episode of our HQ TV is up. You can view that. Just go to Rankings
First few are up, aren't they?
Well, there's episode 1, which is 4 parts.
Yeah.
And then there's like 1.1, which is sort of a bonus video in between 1 and 2. Basically, he does a monthly show, which is about an hour long.
Right, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Then in between, he's going to release like bonus content and stuff like that. It's all free to view. It's all up on there. You can see it on Rankings HQ. The latest one was an unboxing of a War Machine model, wasn't it?
Yeah, I've not seen that one. The last one I saw was I can't remember the guy's
An
name.
interview with a Golden Demon winner.
Yeah,
in
Australian
Australia.
Golden Demon winner.
And he was talking about how he airbrushed all his tanks. I was amazed.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realise the airbrush was that intricate and detailed.
I don't think it's the Citadel one he uses.
No, he uses something with a big compressor on.
Yes.
Just talking about what settings he uses and things like that. Quite a good interview. Some technical stuff in there. Great for either an experienced painter who wants to take it to the next level or a beginner who's looking
Just wants to sit there and look at the pretty.
Because it is pretty. Some
Very
Falcon
pretty.
Grav tanks with hand-painted Phoenix and Dragon on there. Okay, so that's Rankings HQ. Check them
We should
out.
probably find out his name.
Yeah, don't
Very
worry
rude
about
of
it.
us.
No, I'd be all right. check them out. It's a Golden Demon winner. That's all you need to know.
Yeah.
Okay, next up we've got Back to Basics. I had a look on their website as well over Christmas. See, I've been doing my show notes. Quite good.
Better than me.
They've got a new gaming table sort of set up out, haven't they?
Yeah, it's kind of like a modular gaming board, isn't it? With
Magnets
various-
built in.
Yeah,
which
so
is
you don't
quite-
clip
I
them
like
together.
that,
They just stick together.
Yeah, stick together with magnets.
Yeah.
Just saves a lot of time, I'd imagine. And they've also got, rather than just the flat gaming board, there's different sort of bits you can stick together to make like a modular hill.
Yeah.
It's only the basis of it. You'll probably have to put some filler on it and flock it and things like that. But it gets the general shape there without too much messing about. Look quite impressive. And obviously Back to Basics do a complete range of bases, movement trays, all that sort of stuff. And like we've talked about before on the show, I think it is the best magnets we've seen, magnetised movement trays, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, definitely.
Very, very impressive. So check them out. It's backtobase-ix.com. So yeah, that's all our sponsors. So thanks to them. And we're going to go into our weeks in Warhammer.
Yeah.
So what have you been up to?
Not so
2
much a
weeks
week, is
over
it?
Christmas.
It's a bit more.
Well, 2 weeks.
It's 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I've done a lot of painting,
Yeah, I've noticed this.
a lot of drinking, and a lot of eating.
Yep.
Played 2 games, but that's about it, really.
Yeah.
It's been a bit more family orientated, really, hasn't it, over Christmas?
Yeah, I mean,
as well?
I've done a bit of painting, not an awful lot.
Are you going to get your Dark Elves done for Sheffield?
I've already got a Dark Elf army. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
Maybe. I'm contemplating. So at the moment, I'm painting up 30 crossbowmen for the Masters. Fancy that. I mean, not having enough crossbowmen and needing to paint 30 more.
Really?
I've only ever had 20 crossbowmen for my Dark Elf army.
Oh, right.
I've had the 2 units I made out of Corsairs way back when in 2008,
So why are you painting up 30?
because I need 50. I've got 50 in my Masters list. And they're going to obviously replace... they're going to be my standard 3 units.
I don't want to play you. Good Lord.
Well, we'll get to the Masters list later. So, yeah, I'm painting 30 because obviously they're going to be interchangeable. I've decided my new army is going to be same colour scheme and base the same as my old.
Oh, no. Fail.
Why not?
Don't base it the same.
It's going to be basically the same. Snow and long grass. And
No one's going to look at it.
I'm not bothered. It's for me, not for anyone else. I'm happy. And
Fail.
But I'm using all the old retro miniatures, all the 2nd, 3rd edition, some 4th edition ones like the Blackguard, the Executioners. But yeah, I've got 30 crossbowmen on the painting table at the moment. Stop shaking your head, doing me head in.
Yeah. I just think you're missing a...
Well, I'll paint a new army one day and it'll be a different army. It won't be Dark Elves. For now, I'm happy with my Dark Elves. I want a bigger army.
I think that the cold ones that you showed me the other week, the basing on them is pretty much fine.
Without the snow.
Without the snow.
See, but then I can't mix them because some of it's snowed, some of it's not.
So don't mix them.
Well, we'll see.
Don't use 50 crossbowmen.
Why? What's wrong with 50 crossbowmen?
I'm sure the listeners are crying into their tea as we speak.
Okay, so I've been painting them. As for Sheffield, I don't know. I'd like to get some Witch Elves done and some Corsairs done, but it's only, 2-3 weeks to Sheffield now?
3 and a bit, isn't it, I think? Is it 2 weeks after the Masters?
Yeah, it's not long at all. So I don't think I'll get it all painted, but I might get enough to add to my existing stuff.
I think mine's going to be all right for Sheffield. All I need to do now is... when they get released, is an Ikit Claw, a Doom Flayer, and an Abomination.
Yeah. So, what have you painted then over Christmas?
Plague Monks, Globadiers, Clan Rats, Weapons Teams, Characters, Sense Bearers.
Wow! I bet your wife had a great Christmas.
I'm not. Yeah. Well,
you've not spoke to her.
What I've been doing a lot is just getting up early and sort of doing a bit, especially while the cricket's been on.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? 2 or 3 hours in the morning, and then we do stuff, and then a bit at night and whatnot. So, yeah, it's been good. Motored through it.
Yeah, I've noticed on your blog on the Bad Dice forums, you've been posting up every few days a new unit's gone up.
Yeah.
It's impressive. Very impressive.
I'm chuffed with it. I think it looks great. You were moaning earlier, they thought the silver was too silver, but...
Yeah, I think... I thought it was really, really silver, but if that's what he's aiming for, then fair enough.
It can end up just looking very dull, though, can't it? That's why I went for blue and yellow. I know you think it's IKEA rats and all that, but...
It does look good.
It's bright, isn't it? It's not drab.
Well, the other thing I've been painting, talking of blue and yellow, I've been turning to the dark side and painted some War Machine. So I've painted a couple of Warjacks for my Signal army. Only a small force, I'm not painting a lot. We're going to... Some of the ETC...
Give it time.
Nah. Some of the Warhammer ETC...
The Bad Dice War Machine podcast.
Mate, I like army games. Yeah? I like army games.
So what are you painting up for a skirmish game for, then?
Because it's just a bit of a side.
Yeah, okay.
Bit of a distraction when I get bored with 50 crossbowmen.
Oh, dear.
So some of the Belgian ETC Warhammer team are coming over to Maelstrom Games for a War Machine tournament. And I thought we'll pop down on the Saturday night, have a drink and have a chat. And I found out they're doing a small tournament in the evening of the doubles event. So it's like, I'll enter that. It's only a 15-point. I need 3 Warjacks and a caster. So I thought, well, good start to get me painted something into it. So
You got anything finished yet?
No. I've got 2. I'll show you in a bit. I've got 2 bits nearly done. No, 2 bits. No,
pause it. We can critique it.
No, I've got a couple of bits nearly done. They need basing and just like
What's that? Snow?
The rivets and stuff picking out. Yeah, I'm going to do the snow base. Yellow and blue in the snow. That's it. I love the snow basing. You're a wanker. Okay, so that's enough for painting, I think. As for gaming, we had a gaming day, didn't we?
Yes.
Christmas Warhammer.
Christmas Warhammer, yeah. There was, 10 of us?
10 of us, something like that, yeah.
No, 9 of us. So I sat out.
Yeah.
Well,
couldn't be bothered, could you?
No, well, it wasn't so much that. I brought my orcs, and I was all I've been doing is thinking about Skaven lists and stuff, and I just wasn't all that fussed. And there's a few guys that had travelled further than I had, so I thought it was only fair. Because it was an ETC sort of.
No, it wasn't. It was just to get together to play some games, and it turned into sort of an ETC practice.
Yeah, it was not so much practice, was it? It was more of...
just playing some games.
Yeah,
I had a good laugh.
We mentioned it on the ETC forum, and
a load of the guys said, I'm up for it.
Turn up. So there was, like I say, there was eight people playing, wasn't there? And me sort of milling about, taking the mickey out of people, which is always fun.
I had a great couple of games. First one was against Martin Furnival. Set his Bloodthirster up on the 12-inch line.
Yeah.
So I put 23 shades down opposite it and withered it. took 4 wounds off it on turn 1, so that was quite good.
Martin, if you're listening, that was a bit of a fail.
Yeah, it was a bit of a fail. And then he flew it away all game, and ended up chasing it all game. And then I pitted him on turn 6. I got a big magic phase, and it's like, brilliant, I could get the pit off, and I can get some more spells off, and he's going to have to let the pit go. And he let the pit go, then failed his initiative test, went down the pit, took his last wound.
Oh dear.
Turned it from a sort of a 400-point win to like a 1,000-point win. So that's quite good.
That's a bit rough.
Yeah. And then I played Mark Wildman next. I think I ruined him with... He charged his War Altar into a Pegasus after pulling out a brilliant combo on me.
Well, no, hang on. You went first, Steed of Shadowed your Pegasus in front of his Night Bus so that the War Altar could go in the flank. So then Mark charged it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
I Steed of Shadow and my Pegasus in between the Night Bus and the War Altar, out of line sight of both. And,
no, the Knights could see him.
No, definitely couldn't. I got measuring arc out. And then he cast the net from the light spell.
It was because there was a free company in the way.
Yeah.
That was why the Knights,
It cast the net from the light spell on my Pegasus.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, that was it. He cast a minus strength.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's fine. I can still kill your cannon even though I've got minus strength and I get a chance to dispel it. So he rolls his D3, loses 3 strength. So strength 1, it's like, oh, okay, rubbish. And then
I'm not killing a cannon.
He chucks like 4 dice at the net and gets double 6. So I can't stop it.
And then this is where you had a little paddy because you thought his War Altar was destroyed.
Yeah, I thought the War Altar would destroy.
Because it was a miscast.
Not destroy the altar, just stop from casting spells. Apparently not.
No.
No. The FAQ
Not apparently.
That. Well, yeah, apparently.
No.
Why not?
Because it says it's an innate ability.
Well, whatever.
And anyway, moaning at Mark chucking 4 dice. Mr. 10 dice bloody Mind Razor.
Well, we'll get to that. So he charged his War Altar, like he moved in his turn. He'd moved to face my Pegasus, then cast these spells. So I couldn't charge because failed my strength test. So in his next turn, he charged the War Altar into my Pegasus, and this is like his turn 2. And the Pegasus was there for the game, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It killed the Archrector after a few rounds, and because he didn't have much armor on him, and the War Altar was there right till the end, and it was weird. I thought he'd go down, I really did, but the pendant saved him basically.
Yeah, all the way through.
Yeah. And Mark was raging because I kept casting Searing Doom on like 10 dice, 8 dice, and not getting the double 6.
Yeah.
So he was raging at me, saying, "Oh, you should have been killing your wizards." And I'm like, "Well, I'm not getting the double 6. I'm giving you a chance to dispel here, and I'm not getting it off."
But you've chucked 10 dice.
I wanted the 2 6s. That's why I was chucking 10 dice. And I wasn't
How are you
getting
stopping it when you chuck 10 dice?
Because
even without double 6s.
Well, he's got a chance of double 6 in the dispel.
Yeah, but he's not got anywhere near as many dispel dice because everyone was playing the ETC.
Oh yeah,
so the Empire don't add that much like they would.
No, they don't. But even so, he had a chance. But I didn't want him chucking a few dice and getting 2 6s, so I chucked loads of dice to try and power it through.
He does like to rage, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Melted the Steam Tank in 2 spells.
Yeah.
And then I was using different lists as well. I was using 30 Witch Elves and 30 Corsairs. Obviously, both frenzied. Witch Elves with armor piercing as well, which doesn't matter at all against Empire Knights.
No.
And the Cauldron in there, so they were I thought they were pretty tasty against his Knights. But when he charged me, I had something like 50 attacks with the Witch Elves and only got 2 killing blows for 2 rounds. It was a bit weird.
Yeah, but then you did get the World of Poison on him as well in all of those.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a funny one against Knights, isn't it? Because Witch Elves, they just die.
Yeah.
Don't they? In absolute droves.
They do.
Even when you were charging flanks and stuff, he was able to kill enough, just with Strength 3, to keep the combats drawed.
No, he was stubborn anyway.
He was stubborn anyway, but he was doing enough.
Yeah, doing enough damage that I think I lost 1.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a good game. I enjoyed it. It was close until everyone was like Mark was saying I was hammering him, but I wasn't. I mean, I knew what the points were, and he'd got like when I had one lone Witch Elf, which eventually died, and that was 375 points. Yeah. And if Mark, this big combat, if Mark had kept one Knight alive in his BSB, I'd get no points from him. And all of a sudden, in one turn, the tank went down, the Knights went down, and the BSB broke.
Yeah,
and that was it. Then it was a big win.
The BSB broke. I thought
the BSB failed his stubborn reroll in the last, but he took a few by then. By the time he went, he took a fair few. So yeah, there were 2 good games. I think that's all I played over Christmas since since Winter Incursion, I've not done
Just
much.
not keen, are you?
Not had time. Christmas gets in the way.
Yeah.
So that's my gaming. And you say you've done nothing?
I had a couple of games I played. I don't know if I told about this. Played Steve Wren, Orcs versus Demons, and then
You went down Warhammer World for the day, didn't
on
you?
Tuesday. Yeah, played Steve in the afternoon, and then Adam Hall in the evening.
Yep.
I'm sure we've talked about this. Positive we have.
Oh, you might have done.
Yeah,
Might have done.
Adam Hall ruined me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, so I think that's it for Weeks in Warhammer. Oh, else you've done not Warhammer related?
No, not really.
No?
Just Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, so I've been reading a book. I finished reading, what was it called? Sigmar?
Oh, yeah.
Second one. Can't remember. Was it called Sigmar even? Might be, I don't know. And then I started reading The God King, which is the Empire, that was it.
Empire.
Second one's Empire, the third one's The God King. So I've got my hands on that. I've been reading that. Really good.
Yeah.
Some of the best, I've said when I read the last Time of Legend ones, best Games Workshop books I've read. And this is just, it's up there with the others,
Cool.
definitely. Really, really enjoying it. So I'll do a review of that, I think, when I've finished it. But I'm about a third of the way through. And
Okay.
It's hotting up. It's all good. So, last Week's in Warhammer. We'll go for a short break and then we'll come back and we'll do a bit of the news.
Okay.
We've done the news.
No,
We'll come back and we'll do the news. Okay. Hi guys, I just want to take a minute to tell you about an amazing new product from Battlefoam. It's the brand new Battlefoam Warhammer Fantasy Trays. Battlefoam have recently released 40 of these trays, pre-cut to suit any of your fantasy army needs. If you have a huge monster, an amazing character, or a wild conversion, you can also design your own tray using the Battlefoam Custom Tray Creator. You can get a unique custom tray to suit your unique custom army. Battlefoam also make a revolutionary range of bags called the Pack System. These bags are designed to carry your army in total safety no matter how big or small. There'll be a bag designed for exactly what you want. No matter what it is you need transporting, you can find the foam and bag to do it at battlefoam.com. Once upon a time, there was a guy named Oggy. Oggy loved nothing more than to go to a Warhammer tournament on a Saturday afternoon. He'd got his lovely army all ready to go, all purchased from the Og Games web store. And he'd even lined up his first 8th edition Warhammer event. The day of the tournament came, and it was horrible. He got smashed in every single game. It was all too much. Oggy was ready to give in. He'd had enough. He didn't want to play this silly game anymore. It was going to be an epic rage quit. And then the voices started.
Oggy, Oggy, embrace the filth, Oggy, embrace the filth.
It was like a switch had been flipped. Oggy was a new gamer. He headed straight to the Og Games web store, oggames.co.uk, and he created his armies of mass destruction. And the best thing was, they were all at 15% off. So head on over to oggames.co.uk, where you can get anything you need from the Games Workshop universe at 15% off. They also have a huge range of products that can satisfy all your wargaming needs. That's oggames.co.uk. Okay, so we're back with T and the news.
Yay, T.
So, talk to me about the new Skaven releases.
Well, there's a load of them, isn't there?
Yep. So there's the Abomination,
Abomination,
Ikit Claw,
plastic kit, isn't it? Ikit Claw, Trench, Craven Tail, which I really like. No,
he's the guy stood on a big pillar, isn't
Yeah. A Doom Flayer, a Warp Grinder, and a Cannon Catapult combo.
he? Quite impressive. Bit disappointed that there's a load more Skaven art when there was just a load of Skaven art, and then there's none of the other races are getting much love.
I don't know, High Elves did.
Even so, not much. Yeah, High Elves have had a bit, haven't they? Yeah.
They've had a lot. They had 3,
Yeah.
didn't they? I assume they've done those two to coincide with the Iron and Blood release.
Yeah.
Because both of their books have been out an awful long time now. So I assume that's why it's been done that way. I don't know. Don't know. We'll have to wait and see.
So the models.
I like
have
them.
you seen them all in the flesh, or
No, saw the Abomination in the flesh when we went to War World
Yes.
that day. They had it in the store. That's the only one I've seen.
no?
But,
I've just seen the Abomination as well in the store, and that big tower thing.
yeah, the Witch Fate tour.
Oh man,
Yeah.
there's an Abomination in the top of one of them, and it fits in the top.
Wasn't this out weeks ago?
I don't know, but I've not seen them built before.
Really?
Yeah,
Did we
yeah.
not talk about this on the show?
Probably talked about the kits in White Dwarf, but I've not seen one built.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and the Abomination's huge, and it fits in the top of this big tower thing. But yeah, the Abomination, I don't know, I'm not sure.
Oh,
I know you
dear.
love it, but you're like a child. You
Yeah.
anything shiny.
Yeah.
Adam Hall once said to me a long time ago when I'd made I'd kit bashed a Scar Veteran out of plastic, and he said
Jazz
it looks
hands.
like something one of the kids make at Games Day. And I was distraught, and it kind of this Abomination kind of looks the same.
No.
I'm not. I don't know.
It is exactly what it should be.
Retarded.
A big gooey worm with a footload of heads, footload of arms, and a big carriage underneath it
Yeah, I suppose.
with an engine on the back of it.
I don't know. It looks a bit. I don't know. A bit too much to me. They could have done. I don't know. It looks too cartoony.
Fair enough.
But maybe it's just. I don't know. Maybe it's just the pictures I've seen. And
Yeah.
The one that was in my hand, it was all right paint job, but it wasn't amazing.
I suppose one thing with it is it's a fantastic base for anything else you want to do to it.
Yeah.
Same as the Canon kit.
Yep.
I'm not a fan of the way the Plague Claw looks, just straight out of the box, but I think there's huge potential.
Oh yeah. There's loads you can do with it. Okay. So any other stuff out? It's just 40k bits as well. Isn't it?
Yeah.
There's not some pictures of the new Blood Angels Storm Raven. Is it?
Oh,
gone
yeah,
up
that
on
was
the
on
internet?
Warseer, wasn't it?
Yeah. So there's all sorts of that.
Lots of people dispute whether it's actually real or not.
Oh, right, fair enough.
Quite makes me laugh. It's like, like a 1,000-page thread of people. No, that's not the model. It's kit bashed from this, and this.
Oh, right, okay.
Like, oh, all right. Whatever.
Okay, so in other news, Tabletop Gaming Awards.
Yeah.
We spoke about this last episode, and they've been finished, and basically Studio McVeigh.
Mike
wiped up-
McVeigh did quite well out of that, didn't he?
Yeah, won the fantasy, the sci-fi, and the alternate categories. There's a lovely tower that won the terrain piece, wasn't it?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like we were saying, it was 100.
It was 113 euros, and then the piece that came in second place was the Dreadstone Blight from GW
Yeah,
at 18 quid.
yeah, and I don't know the detail on the more expensive one is massive, but
Yeah,
the
it's
Games Workshop one's.
Big resin tower. I mean,
You
it
can
was
have
really
5 of
nice. Yeah, yeah.
So I don't know, but
I think that Dreadstone Blight for 18 quid is brilliant.
yeah,
It's a really nice looking piece of terrain. I think the full tower is a little big for
Oh,
a
yeah,
regular
it is.
game of Warhammer.
yeah.
I don't think you'd. I don't know. Maybe you would, but
So
I don't
is
think
the-
you'd make best use out of it.
Is the damage tower fits in with the kit for the complete
Yeah.
tower? Does it really? It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
big. Oh, right,
It's
okay.
the same. It's the same base. It's basically the same kit.
Yeah.
All you get in it differently is obviously you get less of it. You get a couple of broken wall sections and a broken floor section.
Oh, okay.
The solid sections are the same ones as you get in the regular kit, and
Right,
the bases
got ya.
as well. I've had a good look at this in the store. I was really impressed.
Yeah. So I might be buying one of them.
Yes.
Then. In fact, I might have to make that so this afternoon.
There you go.
I need some new terrain for my new army. Get painted up to. I've never had any terrain for my Dark Elves.
Put some snow on it.
Yeah. Never had any terrain for my Dark Elves, so I think I'll have one of them.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Oh yeah,
Take to
I
tournaments.
really like them.
Okay, so anything else in the news that you've seen?
I saw a few bits of War Machine stuff on Facebook yesterday.
All right, on Facebook?
Yeah, on Facebook.
Is that where you
of
go
all
for your
places.
news nowadays?
No, just on Facebook. It's like, oh, look at that. Like this big tank pulled by horses.
Yeah. No.
No,
Didn't like it.
not at all.
K-Door weapons carriage or something it's called.
Yeah.
No, didn't like it at all.
The horses look odd.
They look like the old Games Workshop ones from back in the day. Yeah. Enough War Machine.
Yes.
Back to the proper game.
Says the man going to a War Machine tournament.
Hey,
Hey, what?
Warhammer podcast. Talk about War Machine elsewhere.
War Machine and snow. That's what we talk about.
War
now.
Machine. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so that's about enough news. I don't think there's much that we've seen. There's probably loads out there, but you can get news from elsewhere. You don't need to listen to us for the news. But what we are going to talk about next is the Masters.
Yes.
I'm going to discuss the lists, who's brought what and why. and who we going to make some predictions because we like predictions. We always get them wrong. People love it. So, yeah, what do you think? First impressions. So, lists are up.
I've not looked at them all, I'll be honest. I've looked at a few, and they quite frighten me.
Why?
Because yours is insane.
Okay, why is mine? We'll start with that then.
Why? Because I think you've got 100 men, and 90 of them have got a crossbow.
Yeah, I've got.
Sorry, no, 85 have got a crossbow because you've got 15 harpies.
So I've got 20 crossbowmen, 10 crossbowmen, 10 crossbowmen, 10 crossbowmen, 10 warriors, best unit in the army by far.
So why are they warriors? Why aren't they crossbowmen?
Because you need. Well, I suppose
you've ruined the theme.
It's points. A unit of 10 crossbowmen with a musician, and this unit's got a standard as well, just because in case of blood and glory. It's one of the best units in any army I ever use.
So why couldn't they just be crossbowmen and do exactly the same thing?
Because
and then shoot on the turns where you don't want to move.
Points fit them in the army.
How many points is it?
It's an extra
30?
An extra 30 points, yeah.
There you go. So lose 2 crossbowmen out of your 20. Done.
Yeah, I suppose.
What's wrong with you?
I suppose I could have, but no, I do like that army, and I like the models, so they're in. 3 units of 5 harpies.
You know that whole like the models bit doesn't work when you've got 90 guys with a crossbow?
I like the crossbow models. 3 units of shades, that's 2 units of 6 and a 7, and 2 hydras, and my characters are a level 4 are death on a horse, a level 2 of fire, 2 Pegasus riders, one of them's a BSB. So yeah, that's the army.
So none of the characters have got a crossbow?
You don't have to say what your characters have got.
Why not?
Because you said that when we put the release out.
Where does it say that?
I said that when I emailed everyone.
Arse.
Yeah, so probably got a crossbow on one of my characters. So yeah, that's the list. What was in yours then, Ben?
A Grey Seer, a Warlord, and a Warleader. So I wouldn't even need to tell people I'm on a Warleader then?
Yeah, you need to tell them your mounts, but not your equipment.
Well, why is that?
Because then you get the problem you had last year of people going, oh, I've got armour of some kind, and this guy, I don't know what this should have, so I'm not going to say what he should have, and I've got... It just saves any trouble. If you don't have to mention anything, there's no arguments later.
He's got magical heavy armour, he's got heavy armour. He's got a magical crossbow, he's got a crossbow.
Every single time, there's trouble with people putting the wrong stuff up.
Well, that's
every
their own
single
fault.
time. So now they've put none up, there's no trouble.
No. You're getting it all wrong.
You're talking
all wrong.
No, what's in your list?
If people put up the wrong stuff, that's their problem. They should get penalised.
Well, maybe, but
no.
Either way, I've changed it. There's no point.
If people can't write down what the men have got, then what the fuck are they doing playing Warhammer?
Well, it's not like that, so there. And if you read the email you got...
I don't read emails from you.
So you've got Grey Seer,
Yep.
Warlord.
Yep.
You've not said what law your Grey Seer's on?
Don't need to.
Yes, you do.
Why?
Because it said in the email that I sent.
Didn't read it.
Also, one engineer. Why one engineer?
It's not what it says in the book.
Yeah, it says on the email I sent out.
Doesn't say that in the rule book. That's the bit I read.
You're a fucking cock.
Why have I got only one engineer? I've not got two
Yeah.
engineers.
Have you?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One
two
blatant with a
engineers.
Doom rocket. Why is that on there then?
I don't know.
Thanks, Guns. Cheers, mate.
Chieftain.
Sterling job there.
2
my friend.
engineers. 2 units of 30 clan mats with spears.
Yeah, that was a typo.
A Doomflare and a warp fire thrower.
Yep.
No rattling guns?
No.
Because you're not on painted or you don't fancy them?
I just fancy giving a warp fire thrower and a Doom flare a go.
Okay.
More than anything.
2 units of slaves.
Yeah. Big
20
unit of giant rats.
26 giant mats. 5 giant mats. 29 plague monks with full command.
I'm pretty sure that should say 30,
Oh, right, okay.
but still.
2 units of... 1 unit of poison wing globadiers. 1 unit of gut runners. 1 unit of sense bearers. All in 6s.
Yeah, and the Globadiers have got a warp fire thrower, a poison wind mortar. Don't know why.
Oh,
that's
the
not on
globadiers
there.
have got a mortar as well, have
Yep.
they? Okay. 3 weapons teams. Look at you, using up all your points on easy to paint figures.
Yeah. What's wrong with that?
And then you've got the Hell Pit and a Warp Lightning Cannon.
Yeah.
So what do you think? How do you fancy your chances with that?
I'm going to be last.
You're going to be last?
Mate, that's rubbish.
I don't know. Well, then again, who are you going to be? I'm looking at the list of players.
No, it's
here, and I'm
rubbish.
struggling. So order of the...
That's basically the army that I've wrote to take to Sheffield,
Yeah.
which is a little bit fluffier. And I didn't want to go the full all singing, all dancing, 18 gutter runners jazz because I thought it'd get binned back from Sheffield.
Yeah.
So that's basically what
It
I've been
won't
able.
do.
It should do. Basically, what I've been able to get painted, and that's what I'm taking to the Masters. I was going to borrow a complete filth off Mr. Hall, but decided against it.
Yeah.
Well,
you got yours finished, didn't you?
yeah, basically. Wanted to use mine.
Okay, so order of the day has been Vampire Counts, hasn't it? So
Aren't they rubbish, though, in 8th edition?
apparently so. So Russ Veal, number 1 in the UK, got to be one of the favourites going into it. Has brought his vampires. Vampire Lord, Necromancer, White King.
See, he's not wrote down what laws he's taking.
Because they come with vampires. 3 units of ghouls, a 24, 2 18s, 20 skeleton warriors, 9 black knights, 4 wraiths, a coach, and a Varghulf. So he's gone for the black knights instead of the Graveguard, which is an interesting choice. I'd like to speak to Russ, see what his reasoning is on that.
Did he not run that at Winter Incursion, the Black Knights,
Yeah.
instead of the Graveguard?
Did he not have both?
Oh, maybe he did.
Yeah. I think he was saying something about the fact that the knights can get across the board a bit quicker. Not much, but a bit. You know what I mean? It's an extra few inches on the movement.
Yeah.
So it's a solid list. Like I say, vampires are always going to be tough for people to deal with. Next up with vampires, we've got Bobo with his four model army, or 4 unit army.
Yeah.
Vampire Lord, a normal vampire with Law of Shadow, a White King BSB, and then he's gone 45 ghouls, 45 ghouls, 20 ghouls, and 43 Graveguard with great weapons.
He's wrote down what law his vampires got.
Behave yourself. What do you think to that list? It's an abomination to all things Warhammer.
It is a little bit, isn't it? I wouldn't even know where to start, if I'm honest.
What, against it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not convinced. Even your army, as filthy as it is, where do you even start?
With my army, I've got some ideas which I won't disclose while Bobo might be listening. But I don't know. Thing is, what I'd be concerned of using that sort of army is what you're going to face. Like the demon armies with the big blocks. Like all 3 demon lists have all got a big block of bloodletters, which can go toe to toe with any one of them units.
Do you think?
Do you not?
I'm not sure. I think 45 ghouls in a horde is a heck of a lot of attacks at poisoned.
Yeah,
that then come back to life.
But 40 bloodletters in horde is a heck of a lot of strength 5.
Yeah. But they don't come back to life.
The key is engaging it on more than one front, isn't it?
God, yeah.
To make sure he can't bring it back to life.
But then...
and then he's got the shadow magic, and if he wants to get the shadow magic off, it means he's raising suffering. So I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how it goes. Very interesting. I'd like to see him face someone like Michael Biggs or Andy Isherwood in the first round with the
Gateway.
The Warriors of Chaos Gateway armies. Yeah, that would be interesting to see Bobo sweat. But yeah, it's a good list for the Masters type event, isn't it? Win by 100 points and see how you go. It's not going to give any points away. There's no risk. Not going to make any mistakes with it. Well, if he does, he's going to get away with it because it's not going to matter much. No. I wonder how many times he strings the Graveguard out 20 wide with all 3 ghoul units right behind him. Probably in all his games.
In a corner.
I don't know. I think he'll be pushing it all forward every game. I imagine. I would with that list. You could hide in the centre of the table as well as you can hide in the corner with that sort of army.
True.
Okay, so the other 2 vampire lists were pretty similar, weren't they? They were Keith and Will, both brought the big Graveguard unit.
Yeah.
Vamp Lord, Necromancer, White King, which seems to be the optimal setup. 3 out of the 4 have got the same character setup. 3 units of ghouls, unit of skellies, 2 units of ghouls, unit of skellies, unit of Graveguard, Coach, Wraiths, Varghulf. Keith and Will have both brought pretty similar lists.
Yeah.
So vampires as a whole, what do you think? Dude, you just sat there pulling faces and shaking your head.
A little bit. I like to say, that army of Bobos, I wouldn't even know where to start.
Yeah, what about the others?
The others aren't as scary because the numbers aren't there to start with. If you can, if he rolls bad on a magic phase or you can shut it down for a while, you've got half a chance, haven't you? But
yep. Okay, so Dan Heelan, ranked number 3, so another, got to be a firm favourite going into it. He's brought his lizard men for a change.
Yeah, God forbid.
And
I did look at this one interesting one there. He's got 3 Scar Vets on Cold.
Yeah, I quite like that.
Yeah.
It's. I
Do you think
played
that
them.
he was slightly concerned that he thought that myself, Will, and Mark would bring Empire.
I think he might have been, yeah. So he's gone for the run at you, get across the board quick as you can. No stags, the 3 Scarvets, which, yeah, you can cannon them, but there's 3 of them.
You can't.
Yeah.
It'll be one will have a charm shield, one will have that tilt ward jazz. It's hard work.
Yeah, and even if you do hit them, you know what I mean, there's a chance you've got to... You don't roll a 1 to wound, don't roll a 1 for number of wounds. You've got to guess right. You've not got to roll a misfire on the 2 dice. Well, you've got to roll right. That's it. So yeah, I think that might have been influencing his decision in part. I did speak to Dan, and he was saying he was a bit disappointed there was so many vampires because he was going to tool up to face vampires and bring like 3 Stegodons, but then he changed his mind, and then there's 4 vampire armies there. So it's all in the metagame, isn't it? Of what you might face, what do you think you're going to come across. Okay, so we've got the 3 demon armies we're going to look at next. We've got Nick Pym, Martin Furnival, Adam Hall. Nick and Martin's are pretty similar, actually, aren't they? They've both gone with 12 Flamers, Herald of Khorne, Herald of Nurgle, Herald of Tzeentch, and Herald of Tzeentch for Nick. In 30 Bloodletters, 38 Horrors, 26 Plague Bearers, 1 Beast of Nurgle, 12 Flamers. Martin's is slightly different. I think he's got Demonettes in his, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got 2 Slaanesh Heralds as well.
So it'll be double Siren Song, no doubt. 40 Bloodletters, 39 Horrors, 28 Demonettes, 12 Flamers. Again, small armies.
Yeah.
But they don't give points away, do they?
No. Mate, 12 Flamers as well, still as horrible as it ever was.
Mate, 12 Flamers was the reason I put the 2 Pegasus heroes in mine. Just, you've got to be able to deal with them, otherwise they just cause so much havoc. Such a good choice for the demons, 12 Flamers.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah, Adam Hall decided to run without him.
Yeah, not a 1.
So he's gone 2 big combat blocks of 39 Bloodletters each, and then 7 Fiends. So, and then rounding out the list is 18 Horrors and a single Fiend. His characters are 2 Tzeentch Heralds, 2 Khorne Heralds with Law of Light and Law of Metal. So Law of Light's got a spell that gives you an extra attack, hasn't it?
I believe so.
With them Bloodletters in Horde, it's going to be horrendous. Be very interesting to see how Adam does. I think the double Bloodletters is a very, very strong option for the demons.
Yeah.
Not sure on no Flamers, though. Maybe 12 Flamers instead of the 7 Fiends.
Law of Light and Law of Metal have also got some half-decent blasty spells, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that can make up for it slightly. Mate, 7 Fiends as well. They just fly across the board.
Yeah, they do, don't they?
Do you know what I mean? Just...
The key is to not get tempted by charging at stuff and just go, right, I'm going to run around the back here, 20 inches for 2 turns.
Yeah.
And then deal with them.
Then what are you going to do?
Yeah. Hold them off. Don't commit them too soon. Get them moving. Get up, taking advantage of the big movement. Okay, so next up we've got Michael Biggs, England ETC captain, another solid player. Crashed and burned along with me at the Masters last year. We had a bottom table battle to see who finished last. I finished last year. Michael was just slightly above me. He's brought Warriors of Chaos, a list similar to what he and I used at Winter Incursion. However, he's gone for Law of Shadow on his Sorcerer Lord. So he's got a level 4 Sorcerer Lord, Law of Shadow, a Sorcerer with Mark of Tzeentch on a disc, an Exalted Hero BSB, 15 Warriors of Tzeentch, 15 Warriors of Khorne, 23 Chosen of Tzeentch, a Hell Cannon, 2 War Shrines.
Small.
It's very small. It's following the theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
A lot of people are bringing these small, compact, hard-hitting armies, and it'd be really interesting to see how they do when they face off against each other.
It will.
Another Warriors of Chaos player is Andy Isherwood's gone for a slightly different approach. He's gone for the 2 big, I think it's 2 big blocks of Khorne Marauders Slaanesh Marauders with great weapons. So he normally uses Khorne, changed them up to Slaanesh.
What does Slaanesh give you? Just immune to psych?
Immune to fear and terror and
fear
panic.
And terror and panic. Okay.
So he can still flee. 14 Chaos Warriors, a couple of Chariots, a Hell Cannon, a War Shrine, 10 Chosen. So that's
10 Chosen?
Yeah. And only 1 War Shrine. Interesting army there from Andy. I mean, the 10 Chosen are cheap. Well, they're not that cheap, but
they're still
relatively cheap
points, aren't
and
they?
kick out a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah.
So they're still solid. Mark Slaanesh, extra hand weapons. Yeah, I don't know. I think he could be on one of the weaker spectrum of lists
I'm
here.
surprised Slanesh on the Chosen.
Maybe he didn't want him running away or getting dragged about.
Maybe.
But he's got a lot of magic, a level 4, a level 2, and a level 1, and a BSB. With Shadow, Death, and Fire. Shadow and Death combo, that'd be interesting. Getting the miasma off, and then Purple Sun. It's something I was thinking about. I was thinking of bringing 2 level 4s with Shadow and Death. But I didn't think you can guarantee the spells.
No.
Sorry, guarantee the dice to get the spells off. So I didn't go for it in the end. But yeah, it's an interesting list. The Chariots and the War Shrine are just a terror to Dark Elves. They're absolutely horrendous. Just can't get rid of them.
Mate, what about the Hell Cannon as well?
Hell Cannon's not so bad because
decides to run across the board at you.
You can shoot it to pieces. If it runs across the board, you're laughing because it dies real quick. But the War Shrine with the Ward and the armour, the Chariots with a good armour save, it's just...
Yeah, but the Hell Cannon is the same sort of thing.
Mate, it's Initiative 2.
Yeah, but it's got its ablative Chaos Dwarfs if you want to shoot
It's
it.
Initiative 2. Purple Sun or Spirit Leech because it's only leadership like 5 or something, isn't it? The Hell Cannon you can deal with, no problem. It's the Chariots and the War Shrine for Dark Elves, which is really tough. And obviously the Chaos Warriors themselves. The War Shrines, mate, you can even charge a Hydra into the flank of them and they don't go anywhere. Other armies. So we've got Skaven. We've already spoke about yours. Chris Leggs, we've already touched on. It's a solid list Chris has got, isn't it?
I think it's probably about as good as you can make a Skaven list. So Grey Seer, a Warlord on a Waller, 3 Engineers, which is surely going to be, Doom Rocket, Condenser, Orb.
Yep.
A BSB, Storm Vermin. We were discussing this earlier, weren't we? Why he's gone Storm Vermin of Plague Monks.
Storm Vermin. See, he's got the BSB in there. He could put the Storm Banner on the BSB.
I assume he's got Storm Banner and +1 Leadership Banner.
Yeah, possibly right. +1 Leadership on the Storm Vermin, or whatever.
Yeah.
Either way around. Yeah. See, I wouldn't. I'd take a ward save on the BSB or magic resistance on the BSB. Put him in the unit with all the characters with ward saves, so they've all got a good ward against death magic.
The thing is, though, with the death magic, though, with a seer and probably 1 or 2 engineers that are wizards, you're getting a lot of dispel dice. He's going to have a scroll in there. I don't know if it's that necessary.
The thing is, in this sort of event, and this is the reason I took death, he's got 3 engineers there. I assume they've all got magic levels on him. He's not wrote it here, but an engineer with a level 2 and some items is 150 points?
Yeah, you're not going to make him level 2.
Well, even level 1, it's looking at 130-ish points, I'd imagine. 1 death spell kills it. He's got 3 of them, and you're going to get 1 through a round. And that's 400 odd points.
But also as well, he's looking at being leadership 10.
Yeah, but you've got you've not just got the 1 spell.
No.
You've got the Caress, you've got the Fate of Buna, or whatever it's called, and you've got the 3 sniping spells. You're going to be killing the engineers. Even without going for the Lord level characters, which you'd assume would be protected by ward saves, you could just go for the cheaper ones, and you're guaranteed points getting them. Whereas given that BSB magic resistance, putting them in the unit with them all,
I don't know.
Keeps them safe.
I think overall, in the grand scheme of things, you're better off with the +1 leadership banner. Personally,
fair enough.
I mean, also as well,
you capped at 10 though.
I think that maybe the Storm Banner, looking at the field, isn't as worthwhile as it possibly could be.
Will be if he faces me.
Well, your army aside.
Yeah, because there's a lot of vampires.
Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of vampires. What else is there? There's the 2 units of 12 flamers.
It doesn't affect him because of magical. Is that right?
I'm not sure.
I thought it didn't affect magical.
I don't know.
Either way, but there's not a lot of shooting. The Empire lists haven't come out like people were expecting.
No, there's only 1.
Yeah. So Chris's list is good. Obviously, the Abomination and Double Cannon and 18 Gore Runners.
Yeah.
It's just Chris came second last year because he didn't get the full painting points.
Yeah.
I imagine this year he'll be getting the full painting points if it kills him, and he's in with a shout. Definitely in with a shout. Okay, so who have we missed? We've got Mark Wildman with his Empire.
Yes.
Now, I've had a look at this list, and let's open it up. So he's got a General of the Empire, an Archlector, 1, 2, 3, 4 Battle Wizards, all on Law of Light.
Nice.
Captain of the Empire. one big unit of halberdiers, and then the rest is basically war machines and shooting. If there's not a folding fortress on that General of the Empire, I will eat my hat. I'm telling you, it's all the
Right,
wizards.
hang on. I reckon it's a folding fortress on the general, which means then you can have a magic banner. So the 23 crossbowmen will be flaming.
Would he not put leadership on the halberdiers to make them leadership 10?
Oh, hang on. No, he's got BSB. So possibly either the leadership or the flaming goes on him. And then the other one goes on either the crossbowmen or the halberdiers. I think it'd be +1 leadership on the BSB, flaming on the crossbowmen.
Yeah. And
In the folding fortress with the wizards, Archlector park by the side of it. Come near me and I'm going to blast the fuck out of you.
an Archlector cast banishment on a 5.
Yes.
And it's, what, strength 8?
Was it normally 4? Yeah, 8.
Yeah. Wow. 2d6 strength 8 on a 5.
Shazam.
Yeah.
Against the demons, it's 3d6 and they've got to re-roll the ward saves.
That's insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. It's epic, isn't it?
It's a
I can't wait.
It's a Mark Wildman list, isn't it?
I hope to God he has got the folded fortress, and I can't wait if he has. I want him on the next table next to me when I'm playing the first game, so he can whip it out and watch his opponent's face. It's
I
going
wonder
to
if
be
he's
brilliant.
been off and bought a Witch Fate tour. In fact,
He
you know
did talk
what?
about it.
He was talking about that, wasn't he? At the weekend.
Yeah.
yeah.
And we were saying no because it's not a watchtower.
Yeah, it's going to be a watchtower.
Like a fortress thing. So yeah, it's and then he's got the 2 cannons, 2 mortars, a steam
tank.
tank. It's just an insane list. I really don't want to face it, and if I do, I probably deserve everything I get because mine's just as bad. Okay, so anyway, there's 2 more lists left. So we've got Richard Lakin, because I'll save the best to last, my favourite one.
Yeah.
Richard Lakin, Dark Elves. Pretty standard Dark Elf list, to be fair. Level 4 on Shadow, level 2 Fire, Cauldron BSB, a Pegasus Rider, which imagines going with the Pendant guy, or
Well, see, he's wrote all his toys down.
the Cloak of Hagrid guy. He didn't need to. 2 units of 25 Spearmen, 10 Crossbowmen, 5 Dark Riders, 2 units of 10 Shades, 20 Blackguard, and a War Hydra. So nothing out of the ordinary, but still pretty tasty.
You see, there's something wrong, isn't there? When you're looking at a Dark Elf list and you're going level 4, level 2, Cauldron, Pegasus guy, Spearman, Crossbowman, Dark Riders, 20 Shades, 20 Blackguard, and a Hydra. I'm thinking, it's not a bad list. I think I prefer to face that one than some of the others. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean, but I don't know. It's going to be fun. So yeah, I like that list. It's something I'd use myself, to be fair. I've used something similar in the past. So yeah,
I think he needs some more shooting, though. See, look, he's got a whole 50, 70 men there without a crossbow.
He needs talking to. I'll take him to one side at the Masters. Okay, and my favourite list of the tournament, although, here we go. So, Beastman, Sinchfrost, Doombull, Great Brace Shaman, Wargore BSB, then 1, 2, 3 more Brace Shamans, all on Shadow for the Miasm spam. His level 4 is on Death. I imagine there's a Herdstone in there as well, so it's an extra power dice for each wizard. 24 Gore. I imagine they'll all be in one unit, all the wizards in the Gore unit,
Yep.
with the Herdstone next to them. Then 8 Chariots, 5 Tusk Gore, 3 Razor Gore, 2 units of 8 Ungor Raiders, 1 unit of 6 Harpies. So it's the Beastman go-kart list.
Holy crap.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Just like holy crap.
Yeah.
Wow.
Obviously, it's going to have some pretty bad matchups. I imagine the vampires aren't that bothered about getting ran into by chariots. I don't think the Skaven will like it. Can't shoot them quick enough. I don't think my Dark Elves will like it. I can't shoot them quick enough at all. So it's a bit paper, scissors, stone, a bit hit and miss. But yeah. Mate, could you imagine the law of the 2 or 3 chariots charged into a unit and the law of shadow dropping its toughness as well? So even if they're like toughness 4, still 2 to wound. Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of fun. I'd imagine it's a lot of fun to use with all the chariots.
Yeah.
Oh, it's another crazy list. So I think that's the theme of the year,
Has he
isn't
got
it?
any banners?
Yeah, he's got a BSB
and a general.
and his Gore with his standard.
yeah.
So his Fortitude's 4.
I was just going to say, he doesn't automatically lose it, does he?
No, but I imagine his Fortitude, his Gore, if they die, he's going to lose anyway because they'll be at the back of the board with all the characters in. So yeah, I think the theme of the year is crazy lists, isn't it?
Filth.
So do you have any tips?
Don't take poison wind mortars and doom flayers, and more gut runners would be good.
Okay, then. So let's have some predictions. What do we think? First place, who do you reckon?
I think Mr. Leg.
I think I've got to go with you there. He crashed and burned last year. Should have won it.
Without the painting hit, he would have won it.
Yep.
He'd have been a point clear of Keith, wouldn't he? I think that Leggy's army is about as good as you can make a Skaven army. I mean, we're assuming earlier what his items were. I don't think it's too far out. And it's a proven damn good army.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas some of the others, like Bobo's, is a little bit experimental.
And the theory behind it's good, but you can't beat practice.
No, not at all. And also as well, Leggy's had a lot of practice with the Skaven.
Yep.
So yeah, I think Leggy. Kiss of death.
Yep, good boy. Same here. I'm going to go for Leggy as well. Like I say, as much ammo as I give the chap, and I give him a lot, he's solid with his army. He knows what he does. He's played most of the guys with similar lists, and he's gone well against him. I'd go Leggy. I know I certainly don't want to face it.
I know I don't.
Okay, so second place.
See, it's tricky that, because there again, do you want to go with the experimental but damn good looking list, or is it something a bit more tried and true?
Yeah. See, I'm going for Wilco. Last year's master. Came from nowhere pretty much to win it. It wasn't tipped by anyone. He's got a solid list. He's played vampires a lot in the past, obviously previous editions, but this play style's fairly similar. He played them recently, and he was going quite well at Lurker GT. He's got a solid list, really, really solid. And again, a lot of it comes down to matches, but I think he's going to go fine. I'll go Keith Wilkinson, second place.
Well, I think I'll go for Russ for the exact same reasons you've just said.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Solid list, and he's been smashing people with it. Okay,
so third place. I'm going to go for Bobo, because I think he wouldn't have brought that list unless he knows it's going to be something special. Okay. I imagine he's done some practice with it already. I imagine he's done a lot of theory. I imagine it looks like there's a hint of Asger's work in there as well. I imagine he's done some theory over there with Asger and a few other people who he knows on the international community. It's going to be a solid list.
It's all Asger's fault then, is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, I might be wrong. He might have had no doing with it, but it does stink of him. It absolutely stinks of him. So I don't know. It will be interesting to see how it goes. It's another one I don't really want to face. To be fair, I don't want to face any of them, but then mine's just as bad as everyone's. I do think he could have some matchup issues. I don't know how he'll go against another vampire army with more units and not even chaff units to throw away. Units that can go toe to toe with him.
Well, like you said earlier, didn't you, with Wraiths.
Wraiths can stop at one of the Gorge units, and if it stops a Gore unit at the right time, it takes a long way to walk around 45 Ghouls.
Yeah.
It'll be really interesting to see how it goes, and I think he'll be up there, definitely be up there. Okay. So third place for Bobo.
I'm going to go with you.
Why?
Because I think if you can get half-decent matchups, you'd shoot everything to death.
That's kind of the plan.
Yeah. No skill involved, just rolling dice.
Awesome. The other plan is people shouldn't be able to get too many points off me, I hope.
Anything that does get across... Well, thing is, anything that does get across the board still takes a fair bit of time. You know, even 10 crossbowmen. Even if it's... I don't know. One round, reform. But then if you don't catch them and they rally, it's no points, is it?
No. That's it. You've got to chase them.
Yeah.
Because there's not a lot of stuff that'll kill 10 in one go.
No.
Even like big units like 30 Bloodletters, it's 10 in one go. I don't know. Maybe the Bloodletters, Strength 5 and Hatred. But a lot of other things, you know what I mean? You've got to chase them, and it means you're not reforming.
Yeah.
And obviously, I'm not going to charge, so
it's another turn, isn't it?
Choosing where your flee paths are, pursuit paths are.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, hopefully, third place would be nice.
Make up for last year.
Yeah, well, we're crashed and burned. But I think the only other place we've got is the important one. Who's going to take my wooden spoon?
Me.
You reckon?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What? Definitely 100%?
And not 100% no, but I think that my list has got too much crap in it that's not very good. Do you know what I mean? Bloody hell, Globadiers, for Christ's sake.
I don't know. Play
Yeah.
that Empire Army, get that steam tank.
Nah, possibly. No, no, I'm not convinced in it. It was written for Sheffield and painted up. I was going to borrow Chris Legg's army off Adam Hall, basically.
Yep.
But I've managed to get mine all finished for the Masters, so I figured it's on it. I've put so much time into painting it. I'm going to bring this.
Yeah.
See what happens.
Fair enough.
I also think that Wildman and Singe will struggle.
Why?
Because I think that they could end up getting draws where they just get battered.
Where the tricks don't trick
Absolutely,
enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if they get 5 or 6 of them, even 3 or 4 of them, they're well behind, aren't they? And like I say, if they get 5 or 6, they're down there with me.
I know with you. I love it. Do you not think you'll win a game?
I'll be all right.
You'll be all right. You'll be fine. I don't think you'll be last at all. Unfortunately, I do think Wildman's going to struggle. As much as I like the look of his list, and I imagine he has got the Fortress, I don't know for sure. It looks like it. If he hasn't, he's got a big fat General Empire for no real reason.
Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like a good plan, but I don't think it is that good.
No, neither do I. Well, no, I don't. Not against the top players with Nails armies.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It'll get you so far. But
It's things like, I mean, take example. He's got one magic missile a turn which does real damage. The gaze, the burning gaze on, what does that do?
well, it's the two banishments. Is it the banishment or the?
No, one banishment.
You put one from the altar as well.
If he rolls it, because he's only got level 1s.
Yeah, but he's got 5 of them.
Yeah, but he'll roll first one, then change it to default. Roll the second one, change it to default. They're not level 2s.
Possibly.
So he can guarantee one banishment, a big one. But against my army, I'm going to be into his war machines. You know what I mean? 5 flying.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of points out of the war machines.
Yeah. But he's also got a lot of shooting, so your harpies and things like that, if he deploys right, are going to get shot before they get there.
Yeah.
So could get fought off. Obviously, your characters aren't going to struggle.
No.
But
The vampires won't worry. They'll just walk through the war machines. Obviously, the steam tank's going to stick one unit against the vampires, but equally, the wraiths, if they can get into the steam tank before they get vaporized, there's a chance. I don't know. I think he's got some good tricks, but a lot of the armies will just walk over the tricks. Same with Singe. The chariots are going to be horrendous against some things. I imagine Richard's army with the Dark Elves with the Blackguard. 8 chariots pointing straight at them Blackguard. They're not going to like
mine
it.
and Leggies.
Yeah.
To an extent. I mean, Leggy's got a lot more shooting than what I have, so that can take some of them down, but sooner or later, you run out of men.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
So, yeah, I don't know. I'd like to see Wildman do well. I really would, but unfortunately, he's going to be my tip for the wooden spoon, and you're tipping yourself, which is a bit of a lame one, really.
Well, I just think that my army's very, very weak.
Come on, man. I didn't tip myself for first like I normally do. So so you can't tip yourself for last.
That's because you did that all last year, and then we're last.
All last year.
All last year. It's quite a miracle, actually. You made the Masters.
I think you're right. So, okay, we'll go with you then. So I think Wildman, you think yourself.
I think myself, Wildman, and Singe will struggle.
Okay, so we've wrote these down. We're going to open a thread on the Bad Dash forums to talk about it, get some tips, and people can log on and put what they think, who they think is going to go well, what they think to the lists, because there's some interesting stuff there.
Yeah.
And next episode is going to be recorded just after the Masters. We're going to do a bonus episode in between now and the Masters, which will be a live one, and it will be to do the draw, to see who plays who. Hopefully we might even be able to get some of the players themselves on to talk about it and see what they think. That should be quite interesting.
Yeah, it should be good.
Of course, we'll be recording live at the event ourselves, and I imagine Dan Heelan from Heelan Hammer will be doing some coverage.
Yeah, that was a little dictaphone thing, wasn't it?
Rankings HQ will be there. Lots of media coverage for the Masters. Should be good. Very, very good.
It's grown a bit, hasn't it, since
early beginnings.
me and you with a crappy mic in a British Legion.
Yep. Okay, so in fact, while we're on that subject, I got a few thank yous to say for the Masters before it goes out. Do want to get them in? So first off, Maelstrom Games for putting us up, basically, having us in, and they're supplying food basically for all the players. so it's free. It keeps the event free for the players, which is good. So thanks to
Big
Maelstrom
important
for
that
that.
one is, isn't it? Keeping it free.
Obviously, we are running a side event, but the side event won't be paying for the Masters players.
No.
There's a 40k event on as well, and again, Maelstrom funding that one. So yeah, big thanks to Maelstrom Games. Also, big thanks to Gale Force 9. We've had some templates made up to give out to the players.
I've forgotten about them.
Give out to the players.
Oh, it's like Christmas all over again.
Some templates made up to give out to the players at the Masters who are taking part in it. A bit of a commemorative. We've got a bit of a logo on there, a bit of text. So yeah, thanks to GeForce 9 who made them up for us. Really appreciate that. So thanks a lot. Okay, so that's enough for our Masters coverage. We're going to take another short break, and we'll be back to wrap up the show. Unseen Lurker is a new, exciting gaming magazine covering gaming, tactics, hobby, modelling, reviews, interviews, and even the occasional zebra. Each issue has a quarter of the magazine available for download, so you can try before you buy. It's the first independent global magazine encompassing articles from generals and hobbyists all over the world. Every issue of Unseen Lurker, that's Lurker with an E, is packed with giveaways such as custom dice, t-shirts, as well as the Game of the Month as reviewed by our Unseen Lurker test dummies. For more information, check out unseenlurker.com. Back to Basics and our proud sponsors of the Bad Dice Podcast. Based in Adelaide, Australia, they serve both the national and international gaming communities with quality resin products. If you visit www.backtobase-ix.com, you can view all their fantastic products, which includes resin bases, terrain, modular gaming tables, and even a wide variety of movement trays to suit all shapes and sizes for your 8th edition armies. The Back to Basics movement trays come in pretty much any size you could possibly need. If you find something that you want and it's not on their website, they'll even make it for you. The Back to Basics resin bases come in all different themes to suit any fantasy army. Designs include brick, cobblestone, desert, dirt, dungeon stone and forest, amongst many more. So if you like what you hear and fancy picking up some of the Back to Basics range, visit www.backtobase-ix.com. When you go to the checkout, insert the code BADDICE and you'll receive a 10% discount. That's www.backtobase-ix.com. Okay, so that's another show in the bag. Done, dusted. First one of the new year. Hopefully you all enjoyed it. Obviously it's very Masters-centric, but well, it's a big event for us.
Yeah,
it's
it is.
coming up.
It's huge.
There's still tickets available. If you listen to this sort of around the release day, you can probably grab some, but they are going off sale at the end of the week because we do need to finalise catering numbers and things like that, all the boring stuff that goes with running tournaments. Okay, so feel free to get onto the Bad Dice forums. Let us know what wargaming stuff you've had for Christmas. And I'm sure everyone's got new figure blogs, modelling blogs going on where they're building the new toys, getting all the painting done like me and Johnson have. Not much else to say, really. Follow us on Twitter and all that.
Follow us on Twitter.
We're always active on Twitter, a bit more than... I've had quite a few people over the last few weeks add me on Facebook as a friend. Still use it quite a bit, but Twitter's the place to be, I think. So yeah, get yourself
Twitter
on
for the wargaming stuff mainly, isn't it?
Yeah. It's so easy. It's so now. You know what I mean? As you're doing it, you Twitter about it, and it's all there as you go. Yeah. So anything else you want to add before we disappear?
No, not really.
No.
I think. The Masters. Can people just poll up and watch?
Yep, as far as I know. Obviously, it's in Maelstrom. They've got the bar open, and they've got the shop. So yeah, poll up, do a bit of shopping, have a drink, come and watch. It'll be fun.
Cool.
We'll be pleased to have you. So yeah, we'll see you in a couple of weeks for another show just after the Masters. It might be a few days late again. Obviously, this one was a bit late because of New Year. Next one, the 15th, is at the Masters. So we're gonna put the show out after the Masters. So yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Thanks for listening.
Cheers, guys.
The preceding podcast was brought to you by Ben and Ben Productions. If you actually enjoyed the show and feel the need to tell other people about it, you can leave a positive review on iTunes. You can contact both your hosts at thebens@baddice.co.uk, or you can contact us individually on Ben Curry at baddice.co.uk or Ben Johnson at baddice.co.uk. So thanks for listening, and we'll see you on the next episode of the Bad Dice Podcast.